Hello students, I am your instructor Professor Nimit Chaudhary from Indian Institute of Tourism and Travel Management. Welcome back to the course on Destination Management. We bring this course to you as part of ePathshala initiative of Ministry of Human Resource Development, Government of India to make postgraduate education accessible to all. Tourists visit destination for a variety of reasons. Accordingly, a destination can take different shapes. In this module, we discuss the various types of tourist destinations. We will begin with revisiting the concept of a tourist destination. And then we talk about various types of tourist destinations. We will spend some time talking about the protected areas. This module will also help us evaluate and understand the complexity of a tourist destination. As discussed in the previous module, a destination is a geographical area consisting of the services and infrastructure necessary for the stay of a specific tourist or tourism segment. Since destinations are the places where the tourist wants to go and stay for some time, hence destinations are the competitive units of incoming tourism and compete among themselves to gain the attention of tourists or tourist segments. People may travel to different places for different reasons, but at the core, there is always a destination. Destination is therefore an important component of a tourism project. It gives a reason to the person to undertake travel and something else to always share with others. Destination Management Organization, DMO, is a part of tourism value chain, and it fits in all the elements of the chain like private sector, which includes travel agency, tour operators, hoteliers, airlines, etc. Public sector, including national and state tourism promotion boards, and other stakeholders at the right place. With the intervention of DMOs, these stakeholders could understand and perform their role in value chain. DMO, by sensitizing and economically involving different stakeholders in the value chain, also ensures the minimization of negative impacts of tourism on environment, host community, and its culture. Depending on the nature of the destination and types of attractions that are offered, destinations can be of different types. Let us discuss some of the types one by one. The first types are the historic cultural destinations. The cultural and cultural cognitive tourism actually is a form of tourism which focuses on the cultural environment, which in turn may include cultural and historical sites of a destination. Cultural historical heritage and values, lifestyle of the local population, arts, crafts, traditions, and customs of the local population. Furthermore, cultural and cognitive roots may include a visit or participation in cultural activities and events, visit museums, galleries, concerts, exhibitions, etc. Have a look at the two popular tourist attractions. The first picture is the Colosseum in Rome. The other one is a wedding ceremony in India, which is a case of cultural tourism destination. As per United Nations World Tourism Organization UNWTO report of 2001, cultural tourism is increasing at a faster pace than any other form of tourism. Cultural tourism creates job opportunities for the local community, hence it helps reducing urban migration. It fosters economic growth of the local community and renders a sense of pride and self-esteem for their history and culture. Hence, it also motivates government and host community for heritage and cultural preservation. If the culture is preserved properly, then culture becomes a reason for tourists to be attracted towards the destination, and tourism becomes a reason for local community to preserve their culture, and symbiosis continues. In addition, several studies dedicated to the subject of cultural roots and itineraries have been published, namely Tourism and Intangible Cultural Heritage, the UNWTO 2012 report, Roadmap for Development Heritage, Conservation and Tourism Promoting Sustainable Growth Along the Silk Roads, Heritage Corridors, UNWTO report 2014, The Silk Route and ICOMOS thematic study, impact of European cultural roots on SMEs, innovation and competitiveness, cultural heritage and tourism development, UNWTO 2001, were among the many others. The next category of tourist destinations are the tourist cities. Some of the best tourism destinations are the urban cities of the world. By 2012, almost half of the world's population was living in cities, and it was expected to grow almost 5 billion by 2030. These big cities are vibrant places, and tourists visit them to experience vibrancy, diversity, and the infrastructure. Managing a tourist city is a challenging task. With the development of metro cities, the landscape of cities change frequently. Keeping city updated with the increasing pressure of population and changing taste of market segments requires integrated planning and minimizing the negative impacts. Istanbul Declaration on City Tourism provides framework for policy, planning and guidelines for sustainable city tourism development. One of the most important factors in deciding a city tourism destination is the proximity with the origin and connectivity between the two cities. Look at the next two pictures. The first one is the Times Square in the Manhattan, New York, USA. The other one is Madrid, the capital city of the Kingdom of Spain. Products which cities can offer to a tourist can be both tangible and intangible. For example, zoological parks, museums, theaters, mega structures, etc. UNWTO refers to urban tourism as trips taken by travelers to cities or places of high population density. The duration of these trips is usually short, 1 to 3 days. Urban tourism is closely related to the short break market. Mesopotamia and Sumeria are some of the early examples of city tourism. Let us now have a look at some of the challenges in managing sustainable city tourism. 1. Managing the increasing number of tourists with limited infrastructure. 2. Increasing the multiplier effect of tourism for the benefit of local population. 3. Incorporating tourism action plans into the city planning. 4. Developing smart cities with the help of ICT, which are competitive, sustainable, accessible, and human. And 5. Calculating economic impacts and decreasing negative impacts of tourism on the city. Some of the cities famous for city tourism are Barcelona, Berlin, Bogota, Cape Town, Hong Kong, London, Brisbane, Madrid, New York, Paris, Melbourne, Quebec City, Rio de Janeiro, Sao Paulo, Shanghai, etc. The third type of destinations are the tourist villages. Look at the two pictures. First one is Paragpur Heritage Village in Himachal Pradesh, India. The second is the 5 chimneys of Munsiari, Kumaon. The lifestyle of a village is very different from that of a city. It is relaxed, low-paced, and has much more interaction with agriculture and handicraft production. Some villages in the world have their own history, culture, scenic beauty, art and craft, textile, which makes them attractive to places to visit. Such villages are declared by the respective governments as tourist villages. Natives of the villages are generally actively involved in organizing tourism in the area. For example, Paragpur in Himachal Pradesh, Kila Raipur and Ludhiana in Punjab, Gokarna in Karnataka, Kasol in Himachal Pradesh, Khonoma in Nagaland, and many more. These villages require a reasonable infrastructure development to make tourism happen there. Villages with the potential to develop tourism get support from the Ministry of Tourism under the Destination Development Project Scheme. Ministry of Tourism, Government of India has charted out the following procedure for rural tourism development. As of now, a total of 153 rural tourism projects have been sanctioned. Officials of the ministry visit the village and decide if it has the potential to be developed as a tourist destination. If the village is selected, then a village level committee, VLC, is constituted, which is the platform for interaction for ministry with the local community and the host community service providers. Village entertainment groups are constituted and skill development programs are conducted to provide training to the host community service providers. Then there are resorts. A resort is an accommodation on which in itself is an attraction too. Resorts provide accommodation, entertainment, food, shopping, sports, and an array of other activities required by a tourist during the stay in the resort. Resorts may be fractionally owned properties, condominiums, or may be wholly owned by one person only. Resorts are located at scenic places, so a stay in them serves the purpose of attraction. Hence, resorts compares with destinations too. They do not need to be located near destinations to attract guests for accommodation only. The concept of resort is still in a nascent stage in India. Resorts in India are generally located at scenic places with some other preliminary kind of entertainment or other activities. In Europe and USA, resorts offer facilities of higher quality. For example, Walt Disney World Resort, Atlantis Paradise Island at Paradise Island in Bahamas, Sun City in South Africa, etc. The next picture is the Atlantis Paradise Island at Paradise Island in Bahamas. Look at another resort. It is the Walt Disney World Resort, Orlando, USA. Have a look at the next picture. It is the Binsara Hill Resort in Wayanad in Kerala. Tariff in resorts can be all-inclusive or on meal plan basis. All-inclusive resorts include 3 meals, drinks, both soft and alcoholic, recreation activities, and accommodation in the tariff. After globalization in 2000, the competition increased and it forced the all-inclusive resorts to cut their prices. Hence, the number of all-inclusive resorts has decreased dramatically. One can still find all-inclusive resorts in Caribbean, Egypt, and other coastal areas. Another important category of destinations are the protected areas. India contributes about 85% of known global biodiversity. India occupies only 2.3% of world's land area, but it's included among 17 mega diverse countries of the world. Other mega diverse countries are China, 6.4% of the world area, USA, Brazil, Australia. India is home to Asian elephants, one-horned rhinoceros, Asiatic lions, river dolphins, gharial, snow leopard, lion-tailed monkey, etc. Some of the exotic elements are endangered, and Government of India has constituted a National Board for Wildlife for providing policy framework for wildlife conservation. This board is chaired by the Prime Minister of India. The board identifies the geographical areas which are natural habitats of these endangered animals and provides policy support for protecting them across the ecosystem. A protected area is a clearly defined geographical space recognized, decided, and managed through legal or other effective means to achieve the long-term conservation of nature with associated ecosystem, services, and cultural values. All the countries have a system for protecting areas though they differ considerably in their priorities and national needs. A protected area can be found in mountains, rivers, deserts, forests, etc. Since natural habitat cannot be confined to political boundaries, hence some protected areas can be found across geopolitical boundaries too. Protected areas are known by different names in different parts of the world. For example, national parks, wildlife management area, game safari, resort tourism management or protected area, nature reserve, etc. The extent of protection provided in these areas depend on the need and policies for doing the same. In India, there are 5 types of protected areas: the national parks, sanctuaries, conservation reserves, community reserve, and the marine protected areas. Let us talk about these one by one. First, the national parks. National park legally restricts the rights of the people living inside it. It is an area with flora, fauna, and geomorphological significance. Unlike sanctuaries, in national parks, no rights are allowed to people living there. No grazing of livestock is allowed, and removing any forest produce requires permission from National Board for Wildlife. Examples are Bandhavgarh National Park in Madhya Pradesh, Dudhwa National Park in Uttar Pradesh, Madhumulai National Park in Tamil Nadu, etc. The next two pictures shows the Jim Corbett National Park, Nainital, and the Kaziranga National Park located in Assam. Then there are sanctuaries. The sanctuaries are declared with the purpose of protecting, propagating, and conserving wildlife and vegetation of the area. During the settlement of claims, the collector, in consultation with Chief Wildlife Warden, may allow certain rights of the people or a person living in the area which will later be part of a sanctuary. Examples are Gautam Buddha Wildlife Sanctuary in Bihar, National Chambal Sanctuary in Madhya Pradesh, Nandini Sanctuary in Jammu and Kashmir. Some of the famous bird sanctuaries of India are Bharatpur Bird Sanctuary in Rajasthan, Kunthakulam Bird Sanctuary in Tamil Nadu, Nal Sarovar Bird Sanctuary in Gujarat, Kumarkom Bird Sanctuary in Kottayam in Kerala, etc. The map on the next graphic shows the location of different wildlife sanctuaries in India. Then there is another category of protected areas. It is a conservation reserve. The land connecting two protected areas and is owned by the state government can be declared as conservation reserve. Local government declares conservation reserve in consultation with local communities. Declaring any area conservation reserve does not change the right of the people living there. Thiruvidalai Marudar Conservation Resort is the first conservation reserve in India. As of 14 June 2016, India has a total of 67 conservation reserves. The next picture shows a board indicating the birds and animals found in Nanda Devi Himalayan Bird Reserve. Then there are community reserves. Any state government approved private or community land which is not part of any national park, sanctuary or conservation reserve, and where a community or an individual has volunteered to conserve wildlife and its habitats is called community reserve. Like conservation reserve, the rights of the people living in community reserve also remain unaffected. Examples of community reserves are Keshopur, Chamb and Lalwan in Punjab, Kokare in Bellur in Mandya, Karnataka. Areas are conferred as conservation reserves if these are uninhabited and owned by Government of India but used for survival by communities, while they are called community reserves if part of the land or the lands are privately owned. These categories were introduced in the Wildlife Protection and Amendment Act 2002. Administration of the reserve is through the Gram Panchayat. Our last category of protected areas is the marine protected area. It is a space underwater where human activities are more regulated than the surrounding water. These spaces are given special protection to conserve marine life. These spaces are decided by the natives of the area, state, regional and national authorities. India has approximately 131 marine protected areas. For example, Thane Flamingo Sanctuary, Marine National Park, Gulf of Munnar, Marine National Park, Aerial Island Sanctuary, Andaman and Nicobar Island, Pitti Sanctuary, Lakshadweep, etc. Table 1 presents the details of protected areas in India as on January 2017. UNESCO enlists a site as Natural World Heritage Site when it is of special cultural and physical significance. As on July 2016, India has 7 Natural World Heritage Sites. These are Great Himalayan National Park Conservation Area in Himachal Pradesh, Western Ghats in Maharashtra, Goa, Karnataka, Tamil Nadu and Kerala, Nanda Devi and Validity of Flowers National Park, Uttarakhand, Sundarban National Park in West Bengal, Kaziranga National Park in Assam, Kevlado National Park in Rajasthan and Manas Wildlife Sanctuary in Assam. Next, we discuss health and wellness destination. People are frequently traveling to cross international borders and go to places to seek medical therapies and treatments. These treatments may be as simple as elective procedure of herbal massage to as complex as joint replacement or open heart surgery. This practice is continually on rise. Other terms used for medical tourism are medical travel, health tourism, or global healthcare. Yoga, Ayurveda, rejuvenation therapy, Panchkarma, etc. are some of the most ancient systems of medical treatments of the world. Kerala has developed health treatment as its USP for selling its destination around the world. First world treatment at the third world prize is the tagline of Ministry of Tourism for promoting medical tourism. India is at an advantageous position in medical tourism due to following reasons. Most of the Indian doctors are either trained or have worked in medical institutions in developed countries like USA or in countries in Europe. English is a commonly spoken and written language in India, in Indian hospitals. Equipment and machines used for treatment and diagnosis in India are sourced from well-reputed and accredited international firms. India has approximately 10,000 nurses training institutes. Most of these graduate institutes are attached to hospitals. Indian nurses are considered to be highly trained in the world. In spite of world-class facilities, India is not an expensive medical tourism destination. Most of the resorts have facility of Ayurvedic massage, which is liked by the foreign tourists. Indian Ayurvedic massage is getting tough competition from Thai herbal massages, though the massaging methods are very different in both of them. Increasing popularity of India as tourist destination is one big factor for growth of Indian medical tourism. Ministry of Tourism has developed promotional material like brochures, CDs, and has widely distributed them. Ministry has also promoted medical and health tourism at international platforms like World Travel Mart and ITB, Berlin. Medical e-visa facility is now available to citizens of certain countries if they want to travel to India for short-term medical treatment. Government has started accreditation of Ayurvedic and Panchkarma centers also. Guidelines regarding this have been provided to the centers to be implemented. A non-statutory body, Indian Healthcare Federation, comprising of non-government hospitals, diagnostic centers, medical equipment manufacturers, and pharmaceutical industries is working with an objective to promote and encourage healthcare industry in the country. It is a liaison between government, healthcare providers, medical equipment manufacturers, and other medical institutions. It is affiliated to the Confederation of Indian Industry and works closely with the National Committee on Healthcare. Ministry of Tourism, Government of India has allowed Incredible India logo to be used for medical tourism also. So, students, by now you must be able to understand that a destination is a defined geographical area which provides all the services and infrastructure needed for the stay of a specific tourist or tourism segment while the tourist stays there. On the basis of the nature of the destination can be of different categories. For example, city destinations, village destinations, resorts, etc. Now with technological development, even space has become a destination. In this module, we have studied about historic cultural destinations, tourist cities, tourist villages, resorts, protected areas, health and wellness destinations. When destinations sell their historical and cultural resources, these are called historical and cultural destinations. When they sell man-made ultra-modern infrastructure and activities, which are more related to scientific developments. These are called tourist cities, and when they sell their rural identity and resources, they are called tourist villages. Resorts are a different category because they are located at scenic places and supply attraction and accommodation, or both. Protected areas are areas which are developed for conservation and proliferation of natural flora and fauna. But tourists are allowed to access certain areas in them, and hence they also become an attractive destination. Health and wellness tourism is a very different segment. The main motivation of tourists to visit a destination is health, recuperation, and increasing his wellness. These destinations provide good health care treatment at an economical rate. So the money which is saved by the medical tourist and the accompanying person for visiting some more places close to or in the destination city itself. Friends, this is all for this module. In the next module, we will talk about the tourist circuits and their relationship with the tourist destinations. Thank you.